Hello and welcome to our introduction into the ISEE Upper Reading and Vocabulary Test Prep. My name is Mr. Davis with Momentum Learning. I've been teaching for 16 years. I had my master's in reading curriculum and instruction and curriculum design. I've done elementary, middle school, high school, and college students. When I was working with the University of Southern Utah, their Chorus Institute in South Korea, I developed their literature program so for students that were exiting Korean universities to come to study in American universities. I've been with Momentum for 6 years now. I've done public speaking, ISEE prep with them, SAT prep, and their reading comprehension. What is the ISEE test? It's for private schools admissions. There's 3 testing seasons: fall, winter, spring/summer. And since the scores are typically due in early January, most students taking the test now will have the opportunity to take it twice because you can only take it once each season. And this is the test prep for grades 9 through 12. So this is for students that are applying to be in private high schools. All right, so looking at this, why Momentum Learning ISEE Prep? Well, I love doing the ISEE Prep because it's so vocabulary intensive. We do vocabulary games. We do vocabulary quick speed matches. You're going to see when we go over the test why vocabulary is so important. We do word root and prefix. You're exposed to multiple passages and mock tests. I give students individualized feedback, what you need to work on, where your problem areas are, where you can speed up, where you should slow down. We have weekly graded homework. And very important, and I wish that I had this when I was going through tests growing up, is testing strategies. We're going to look at specific types of questions that you're going to definitely encounter on the ISEE test, and I'm going to do my best to prepare you for those specific test questions and tackling them in the best way possible, most efficient. So the verbal reasoning section, that's your big vocabulary section. It's 40 questions in 20 minutes. Now, roughly that breaks down to 2 questions a minute. However, when we look at the synonym section, I want students moving those faster, at least 3 a minute. When we get to those, and I'll show you why in just a little bit. Reading comprehension is about 1 to 1. So that means you have about 5 minutes per passage. So you've got 6 passages with a little bit of extra time to review or get rid of wrong answer choices. All right, so there's 4 different scores. There's the raw score, the scaled score, the percentile score, and the stand-in score. Now, the stand-in score is what Momentum brags about and what private schools are looking for. Private schools, you'll see in the next slide, where they're looking for 6 and above. Momentum's looking for 7 and above. So we will do our best, okay, to give you the tools where you are falling in that range. If you look down at the bottom, okay, that explains why we want you to be in that range for competitive purposes. It shows what popular local private high schools are looking for. Our first section is the vocabulary section, and it starts out with some standard synonyms. Well, I label them standard synonyms because you have words like hypothesis, which is a guess, okay? But you go down to adhere, and when we think adhere, we think glue, but none of these are about glue. But then we also adhere to the rules. So following the rules. Oh, obey. So there's always going to be words or synonyms where it's testing you on maybe a not so common usage of that word. And that can trip students up if they're going too fast. If we look at number 7 over here, advocate. Okay. Now, we kind of know what solicitor is because everybody has seen that no soliciting sign on somebody's door. We know what a mentor is. We've heard about slander and libel, so that one's not a good one. Okay. But champion, why does champion fit? I thought champion was winning something. Well, yes, that's one definition. Another definition is a champion used to be a person chosen, okay, to fight on a princess's behalf. Oh, Sir Lancelot, I choose you to be my champion and fight the Green Knight. That was my princess impression. It's not great. Okay, so champion is the best answer there and how it's used. If you go down here to lavish, lavish is a vocabulary word. Frugal is a vocabulary word. Meager is a vocabulary word. And opulent is a vocabulary word. So the only non-vocabulary word in that whole question is wish. And the answer is opulent because frugal and meager are synonyms that mean the opposite, or they are antonyms of lavish. They're synonyms of each other, but they're antonyms of lavish. Okay, so you can see how over repetition, and believe me, there will be repetition, we will practice vocabulary backwards, forwards, sideways, and diagonally. I will get you exposed to as many high caliber words as I possibly can. Because the more words that you are exposed to, the better you are at approaching this test. And I'll continue to show you why that word exposure is important. If you look here, okay, we get more of our synonyms. Now we get our sentence completion. These will take you a little bit more time than the synonym ones. Not much at first, but wait. The blank writer was on her 12th novel. Oh, so when they give you a sentence, notice that it's a short sentence. So the only reason they're giving you information is so that you can use it. What do we want to use there? Oh, 12th novel. So that doesn't mean they're hiding, so they're not elusive. 12th doesn't necessarily mean evil, so nefarious doesn't fit. Prolific would be your best answer. If you go here, where on number 5, we have a contrasting context clue, except for periods where they function as loners. So that's the except. Wolves are generally blank animals living in packs. This is why I love this question. I've done this question for every student's example. Okay, because are wolves carnivorous? Yes. Are wolves fearsome? Yes. Are wolves wild? Yes. But do any of those have anything to do with wolves being loners? No. So looking at that and looking at the flip of what a loner would be, they're social. And we also look at past that comma where it says living in packs. So many context clues there, but they will trip you up with words that make sense, but words that fit but don't make sense. I love number 7. So these are our double fill in the blanks or our double sentence completions. The reason I like number 7 is because the recent forest fire which destroyed the mountains of Indonesia, devastated the mountains of Indonesia, singed the mountains of Indonesia, burned the mountains of Indonesia. All those fit. All of those describe the carnage of a fire. So we have to go to the second word. It's not just that first one. Was the most severe inflammable disaster? That doesn't sound correct. Was the most severe environmental disaster? Ooh, maybe. Was the most severe intangible disaster? No, we can touch it, sense it. Was the most scientific disaster? Well, no. So let's read our whole sentence with B. The recent forest fires which devastated the mountains of Indonesia was the most severe environmental disaster the region has ever experienced. Oh, beautiful. Yes, everything fits perfectly there. Now, number 8 is the opposite problem. If you look at the last part, the warrior became one of the greatest rulers in Asia. The warrior became one of the greatest leaders in Asia. The warrior became one of the greatest monarchs in Asia. And the warrior became one of the greatest kings in Asia. All of those fits. So we got to go to the beginning. Oh, and we get a despite, so it's contrasting. Well, that knocks out B and D, luxurious and regal, because that doesn't contrast enough with being a great ruler. So we think of humble and we think of innocent, and humble is the best contrast. So that's just a peep into synonyms and sentence completion. That's all that verbal reasoning. Now we get into reading. And with reading, you have 6 passages between 5 and 8 questions per passage, and they'll follow specific types, and we will look at those specific types and how to answer them in class. For example, number 1 is just another context clues question. Number 2 is an explicit information question where we dive deep into the passage and find that exact answer. Number 3 is an inference question, but this one I think is also a process of elimination question. The whole passage is about cacao beans coming from the Aztec to Europe and how they turned it into chocolate. Well, okay, if that's that's the next one. Okay. It can be inferred from the passage that Cortez journeyed to Mexico mainly in order to. Cortez came to the New World primarily in search of gold. Well, if his primary purpose was searching for gold, he was trying to increase his personal wealth. If you look at number 6, this is called a research question. When you look at a research question, okay, all the questions can be answered except for one, or all the questions can't be answered except for one. Well, the passage is about Cortez, chocolate, and cacao beans. What does any of that have to do with did Cortez return to Europe with gold? That wasn't the focus of the article, and that we can make a guess that that's our answer. But we should also go back and check. I like this first one for this next passage. The primary purpose of the passage is to, so we're looking at author's purpose. Compare, relate, compare, or describe. You have an inference. If you look at this one, number 3, okay, it's looking at the author's purpose, not of an entire passage, but of a specific paragraph. Okay, number 1 is it says focuses on, another word for main idea, central idea. Also, we're going to get into types of passages that they'll give you. If you look at this one, this is a biography passage. There will always be one biography passage. This one was a historical passage. There will always be at least one historical passage. Okay. All righty. And if you have any questions, okay, there's the phone number, the website, and the email address, info@momentumlearning.com. The ISEE prep that I do is intensive. We do a lot of vocabulary, but I get those students ready. They are exposed to so much ISEE knowledge. I appreciate you sticking with us, and I look forward to seeing some of you in class. Thank you.